Hello humans, Master Darren Flax here, and today I'm going to be going over a deck I wasn't very impressed with in the beginning, but after playtesting I found it was a little bit better than what I was expecting. It's of course Red Eyes, if you couldn't tell, but the original Red Eyes builds I was seeing, they were pretty garbage. There's a lot of really bad Red Eyes cards and a lot of really good ones. I'll go over some explanations. So this is kind of like a Red Eyes Felgrand thing. We got 3 Blackstone and a Legend, just a normal summon Red Eyes Black Dragon. Very good. Recycles 2, gets you back some hand advantage for cards like Twin Twister and stuff. 3 of the deck. We got Flare Metal. It's just stacked as a 4th and 5th. I don't play a 6th. Because I was finding drawing too many of those were really bad, and even when I was playing the gym, which I don't anymore, it would never justify playing 3 of these. It was that bad. But like the 4th and 5th one come up very often, but the 6th one was awful. It's weird how that works. We got 2 black metal. I was gonna do 3, but I realized like you need multiple cards to really utilize this one, so I just decided to I'm just gonna ignore it. Like I'll just play 2 and be fine, because it's kind of hard to summon Red Eyes if you don't have Blackstone, and I'm not gonna play 1 for 1 because it's not very good, so I just don't want to do that. So just 2 of these. It's still really good. It's just like you don't need to work that hard to try to use it. 1 Red Eyes Wyvern. I will show you a combo soon with this card, but it's actually fantastic. Just 1. Sometimes I do want to see myself playing 2 because it is really great in the deck. After you combo off, you can just go and get more and more card advantage. Very fantastic, because you hardly ever normal summon, so this doesn't even matter. And then the red MD, like if there's a dragon deck, it's like even Blue Eyes I want to play this in a lot, but it's too hard to play in Blue Eyes. 3 Light Pulsar. Now, the reason I'm playing Light Pulsar instead of Meteor Garbage Dragon is because Meteor Garbage Dragon, like in its name, is garbage, and I don't see why in the world you would play a Gemini in a Dark Dragon deck over Light Pulsar. But all you need to do is just grab this out of your grave, or just search it, or anything like that. Go get this, special summon Light Pulsar. You have the wall, and then Light Pulsar doesn't just get back red MD, it also just gets back this, and even this, which is very good. So, but sure, before I worked more on the Light Pulsar, it was just 3 Pulsar, but I was like, I really need a light to revive this out of the graveyard, so like drawing light. So I came up with a small Felgrand engine, 2 Arc Brave, which can revive all of these. 1 Goliath. Goliath is fantastic too, with Dragon Ravine. You need to either draw Arc Brave or Goliath and 1 Dragon Ravine, and you can just lock your opponent out going first. And 1 Felgrand. This comes up quite a bit. It was either that or Dragon Spirit of White, but Dragon Spirit of White was kind of weak. It wasn't very powerful, but Felgrand was. Even though you don't really have issues that you can't like punch over, it's still nice to have just the banishment ready. And then it can revive dragons when it attacks something. 3 Red Eyes Fusion. The only reason I even like this deck, I'll show you the combo right here. If you open Red Eyes Fusion, hold on. I was thinking, like, all you really need is Red Eyes Fusion, because Red Eyes Fusion, what it's going to do is you're going to activate it, going to summon this, send this, special summon, send this. That's that's all it is with one card. You've set up an impressive graveyard just with one card, and you can even make it better if you open Insight because instead of Red Eyes, because you can send your Darkness Metal and then do the same thing, except instead of just reviving a level 7, you can actually revive your Darkness Metal, which can get back your Light Pulsar. So very, very good. This is very fantastic. I really like it in here. 3 Desires. While I do play a lot of one-ofs, I try to like pepper out all the one-ofs out of the deck very quickly. And if you just brick, you just have to activate this. It's either make your engine weaker or don't have an engine. So it's much better to have a weaker engine than to not play the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! If you brick. Which there's a lot of huge monsters in the deck, so you will brick pretty often. So it's just something you have to accept. 2 Twin Twister. I didn't like 3, but it's like, I don't know. 3 does seem good, but it doesn't seem that good. 2 usually does the job. 2 Gospel because it can revive any Red Eyes, any of your Felgrand stuff, and it literally protects all your deck. And Gospel can revive this guy. 2 Terraforming and 2 Dragon Ravine. Very good. Just helps with the Felgrand aspect. Late game, just dump in like Arc Braves or the Wyvern if you never reached a fusion. Very good. And for the traps, 1 of each Red Eyes trap. Honestly, I like Red Eye Spirit better than I like this one. This one helps you with XZ's plays, and the reason I'm only playing 1 of each is because they're searchable. And if you banish it off Desires, you're usually going to banish 1, but if you banish both, it's like, okay, I'll live without it. And because I wanted to play 2 real traps, I have 2 Solemn Strike. Fair enough. Like, I don't want to go over 40 in this deck because it already has bricking issues. For the extra deck, 3 Meteor Dragon. It's like, it's a foolish burial for your deck while setting up your grave, and then it's a floater on the field, and just 3,500 1-for-1 summoning is very, very good. Very good. For the rank 8s, which this one's 10 of course, Dark Matter sets up the Goliath play because this is a level 8 and Felgrand's a level 8, which I do a lot. Like, surprisingly, I make quite a few rank 8s, which is why I have so many in here. So this is pretty much the full package. Usually go Cypher to rank up into one of these 2, and when there's no reason to make Cypher, you just make this one instead. 38 Felgrand, Knight Felgrand, and I'll say the 3 main ones, I always, if I have enough room for rank 8s, I always put these 3 in. I think they're the best 3 to non-exclusive decks. And for rank 7s, which outside of Flare Metal, they kind of suck. 2 Flare Metal, I've never made a 3rd one. Like, I think I've made one, the second one once ever, and it didn't even matter because I didn't have to make it. I just wanted to showboat. So like, only 2. Master Blades, he's pretty terrible. I mean, he's okay for what he does. It's just the fact that what makes him good are bad cards. So, Draco Sack, he's come up and he's pretty decent. Like, I had a train player activate Skill Drain. I'm like, okay, Draco Sack, just destroy your Skill Drain because I'm going to tribute Draco Sack. And he was pretty upset. And a Big Eye, he's pretty good. Like the outside of Flare Metal, the only other playable rank 7, I think. So that's it, YouTube. The reason I made the deck like this is because the whole reason I made this deck is because I got destroyed by a Red Eyes player, and I'm like, I wonder if there's more potential in this deck. And sure enough, there was. It's just like, you got to make sure you're not playing like Meteor Dragon because that's not good. Got to make sure you're just doing the right plays. This deck has quite a bit of utility. I'm very impressed with it. Like, if you don't believe me, you should probably playtest this deck, but very good. You get to your cards kind of quickly. I don't play Jewels, which normally turns people off the deck, but like Jewels it's not good. Like, you have to play brickier cards to play it, which it's a once per turn. It's not even like trading, it's once per turn. And then you don't do anything else. So that's pretty much it. Thank you all for watching. And remember, Master Dinner Flex will take your soul.